And welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Lucas. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, tier list, ranking, movie review, re-review, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well, and links are down below in the info box. So, I know Lucas wanted me to do a review of Transformers Age of Extinction and a commentary on Transformers 2007. Those will be in the pipeline, but I have seen those films before, so I know my thoughts on them. So the other request he sent, among others, is a ranking of the 10 Transformer films. I figured I would do it this way, just give a bit more of a visual representation of it. And we go along with that. Simple categories from A to F. I figure we would start with the easiest one. My favorite would have to be Transformers 1. For those who think I can never change my mind or I'm stuck in a way and there's no way I could change it, this is another example of that not being the case. Before it, I would say, man, this looks like shit. It's a terrible first trailer. It's just the comedy, an awful comedy. I still think T.D. Michael T is terrible as Bumblebee. But I do think that now, not only is it a good-looking movie, and the Transformers are the stars, I think it does Optimus Prime justice in terms of really creating him as this character. You really follow his journey. He gets some really nice badass moments at the finale of the film. The guy who voiced Megatron, you really see his turn and the way they the friendship falls apart. That's actually rather effective. And to me, it was such a satisfying story for Optimus Prime. And the others did their jobs well, other than T.D. Michael T as Bumblebee. I think he was easily the weakest part of the movie. But it wasn't as comedic as the first trailer made it seem like. The first trailer made it seem like it was a parody. Now, there is comedy in it, but not as much as you would think. And I like seeing all the details of Cybertron and being on Cybertron. And there wasn't too much that really made me that mad or angry about it. And I actually thought the story was pretty decent and the movie was entertaining. The movie's rather entertaining, and I wouldn't say it's one of the best movies ever, but in this category, it's my favorite. It's the Transformers film that, if you're asking me which I would gravitate towards, it's the fastest paced. It's not 2 hours and 45 minutes long. It's good. It's rather good. So Transformers 1, I put on the A. God, these other films I have to remember. Well, obviously, Transformers The Last Night. F on the F scale of fuck. Perhaps the worst Transformers film I've seen. They do this whole thing with Optimus Prime going up to deal with the bad guys that he just instantly turn. Then Optimus Prime is barely in the damn movie. They bring up this girl, this teenage girl that seems like she's going to be an important part of the character. And then she meets Mark Wahlberg, and then Mark Wahlberg leaves, and she gets left behind to like near the end of the film. Anthony Hopkins and his weird butler, psycho butler. Bumblebee, they do the thing where, oh no, isn't that Rise of the Beast actually that happens? Never mind. Bumblebee at times felt like an afterthought in the movie. Same with Optimus Prime. Mark Wahlberg. Why? Why did Mark Wahlberg have to star in these movies? I remember there was a point that they said it was going to be Jason Statham in like 4 and 5. I would prefer that because I like Statham more than Mark Wahlberg. I do. I would have preferred that. I really, truly would. But the whole thing with the Transformers dealing with Teen Arthur, it was such a stupid, weird bullshit. And again, one of those movies that has to be 2.5 to 3 hours long for no goddamn reason. And Mark Wahlberg, I liked him in films like Fear, The Big Hit, The Italian Job, Boogie Nights. What was it? The Patriots Day I liked, but he got to be one of those guys like, does he have to be in this fucking thing too? Does he have to be in that damn thing too? I did a review of it. I go more in detail in these movies, so have at it if you want to check out my more in-depth thoughts as to why I thought this was the worst one. And I'll do it like the worst is number 1 here, and then, go for there. Rise of the Beast fits in there. In fact, I'm going to put this too. Age of Extinction. They all fit in there for me. Mark Wahlberg, what I said about him in Last Night, I say about him in Age of Extinction. And now he's got a super gun and he can fight Decepticons all on his own. And this whole deal with the humans, like hunting the Autobots, it just came off as so fucking stupid. It didn't really make any lick of sense considering what we've seen in the first 3 Transformer films and how close they worked with the government and how they clearly were helping humanity multiple times. The fact that, what was it, is it the 3rd fucking film they sent a shuttle and then it got blown up and then lo and behold these guys saved our asses, but now we're hunting them down and Optimus Prime's being hunted down? I mean, what the fuck is this? This is stupid. It's a stupid story. It doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. This whole thing with dealing with drones, such a boring fucking idea for 2 hours and 40-some minutes. Someone said, yeah, it's patriotic if you live in China. It's like they spend like a fucking hour in China having this battle that would never end. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Mark Wahlberg sucks. Listen to this. Forget about Shia LaBeouf's character from now on, except like a little cute reference, but yeah, he's not an important character. I mean, Shia LaBeouf was done, and Michael Bay was done, and they pretty much paid him a truckload of money to come back, because he said, I don't want to do anymore. And really, if you think about it, that was the beginning of the end for Transformers. Because, yeah, it made $1 billion, but I think a lot of people saw that film and they were just completely, I don't know what the phrase, they were just worn out. It was a film that just wears you the fuck out because it feels like it takes forever. T.J. Miller is not my favorite human being considering some of the stuff he's done in real life. You can look that up. Like, put in fake bomb warnings. Fucking stupid human being. And it felt like the Autobots, they just weren't. I hated the story they came up with. It was so stupid. So overlawed. It felt like, oh my god. And then Rise of the Beast. It's called Rise of the Beast, but the Beast Transformers, they are very minimal to the story, to the plot. They really are. even though it's called Rise of the Beast. They make it like such a big fucking deal, and they're not really that big of a deal in the movie. Like at the beginning, but not a whole lot afterward. Like they don't do a whole lot. That's just me though. And like the leads I thought were not that interesting, and even the action scenes were not that exciting. And the action scenes, with how lackluster they are and how little of life. And I think with Bumblebee, they did the same thing they did with Optimus Prime in part 2. Like they kill him off, and then they bring him back, and there's this big surprise at the end. I'm like, didn't they do that in part 2 with Optimus Prime? They just did the same thing with Bumblebee. And then they tried to like shoehorn possibly G.I. Joe into it, which was fucking whatever. Now, is that worse than Age of Extinction? Age of Extinction is just, I don't like Mark Wahlberg, and that felt like forever. So like Age of Extinction felt like too much, and Rise of the Beast felt like too little. So I don't know. I'm kind of on evil. I'm equal footing on that. I don't know which I find worse. Bumblebee. I'll put that on A. I think the way and that was another film that I didn't think would be good, and I thought, and it even has John Cena in it. I thought, okay, prove me wrong. It was pretty decent. It was pretty good. It didn't feel like it went on forever. The opening on Cybertron was very well done, and you just see the old school designs. The lead girl, granted, is just telling the story of Shia LaBeouf in the first movie, but definitely more in a faster paced, consistent manner. And I thought the lead girl did a good job acting wise. It didn't have as much of the stupid humor, Bumblebee pissing on someone, dogs humping, which that might have been the second film. All that stupid joke shit. It had some nice 80s soundtrack moments, because it took place in the 80s. Bumblebee has some good moments in there. You know, trying to be a bit like the Iron Giant at times, which is not a bad thing. Bumblebee, it's actually a pretty solid movie, I gotta admit. And 2007, I'll put it as a B. That's the kindness I can be on it. It's the film that is, of the Michael Bay films, is the most watchable. It does have some good action sequences. I don't mind Shia LaBeouf as an actor. I liked seeing... Oh man, I can't believe I forgot his name. Tyrese and the... I can't believe I forgot the... Josh Duhamel as the soldiers. I liked their story. I kind of wish they were the leads in the movie. You know, it has that Michael Bay spectacle, and you know the action scenes, and you know, the Bayism. You see how it can work well for Transformers in this big gusto explosion fashion. It's just, the more it went on, the just more exhausting it got. But for the first one, I could watch it for what it is. This one I did like. I'll put it there. B. I liked it for what it was. It did end. It did give a bit of an ending to the show. But, you know, Bumblebee is given a voice and keeps the voice. The problem, listen, I thought it was okay. It was pretty short. But it felt like the characters in the show, they weren't given really a whole lot. Like the stuff that was built up on the show, nothing was really finished. or not a whole lot was finished. Optimus Prime didn't really do anything. He kind of flew, got an item, flew back, tricked someone, and then the other Autobots kind of just stood there waiting for it to happen. And I don't know if I bought Megatron going from good to evil. I get the idea, but I don't know if I buy it like the movie wanted me to buy it. I mean, like I said, went at a fast pace. I didn't mind some of the voice acting. I mean, hell, you got Jeffrey Combs as the medic Ratchet. Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, always nice to hear. I say it was short enough. There were no humans in it, which was interesting, considering how important they were on the show. But I didn't miss the humans. It's just one of those things they built up so much. I'm like, well, why didn't you just do this in the first place? The no human thing. But yeah, it felt like there's a lot more stuff they could have done to dot the I's and cross the T's. If you follow the show, like this person was supposed to have this like battle with this villain, but then what was that spider Decepticon thing? That was supposed to have this rivalry with RC, and then she kind of just fucked off. You never saw her again. Like, some things like that, but like, it was an okay watch. I'm being vague on it. I did review it. Feel free to check out that review. Check it out if you want, but it was okay. It just wanted a bit more out of it. Dark of the Moon, that's when, dark on my ass. I know some people really like this film. I do not. Once again, these films felt like they went on forever. They bring back Tyrese. Or, no, was it yeah, they bring back Tyrese because, well, Josh Duhamel's in it too. They were given nothing to do. They were really given nothing to do. The third act is, the Autobots don't seem like they do much of anything. It's just the humans going up this fucking building, and then it's tilting, and they're going down, and rescue some fucking chick I don't give a shit about, and I think that's the one like John Malkovich was in it, and Tin Leon, or Tin Gion, whatever fuck his name is. Every one of these almost have the same fucking story with the same type of MacGuffin. So it doesn't matter what the story is, just almost all the fucking same. Shia LaBeouf, his character was getting a bit annoying by this. Like his lack of reaction when he thinks his buddies, the Transformers, have blown up. So ridiculous. I don't know. And I'm going to put Revenge of the Fallen here too, the second film. That's a film when I saw in the theater back in the day. I'm like, oh, cool, explosion, spectacle, shiny tees. Looked at the spectacle, but that really was the start of like the pitfalls of just, it's the same type of gimmicks or same type of MacGuffins, almost the same fucking plot. Little usage of the Transformers, more of the humans that aren't that great. Just all this stuff, and it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just not for me. Like I said, I'm hesitating because I reviewed, yeah. Sorry, of course, I did a text as soon as I'm fucking doing this. So I gotta answer it. So I apologize. I know I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, Mud Flap and Skids, The Decepticon with a bunch has a pair of big fucking balls. All that stuff. Just really fucking annoying. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. Just fuck the movie. Mud Flappins Diaz really is all I should say about it. But yeah, just like the humor is rampant more and more. The movies are getting longer and longer. The plots don't fucking mean anything anymore. You say they never meant anything to begin with, but less so. And then this, people get mad at me. For D, for dick, as in it can suck my dick. I do not like the 80s Transformers film. You know what? I'm going to put it here just for the soundtrack. I'm going to put it there just for the soundtrack. There you go. I still don't like the film, but The Touch, Dare by Stan Bush, plus the 80s cartoon animation is nostalgic. I just like the way movies looked in that era with how they drew them, the artistic touches they put into those 80s animated films. Cool to have people like Leonard Nimoy have a voice in the movie. And again, the Store by Vince DiCola is really good. The song Dare to Be Stupid never made sense to me as to why they put it in. But it's about those robots. I don't care. It was stupid. You know what? Fuck it. It's going back to D for damn that shit. You kill off Optimus Prime. You kill off most of the Autobots because you wanted a new toy line. You give us characters I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about Hot Rod. It could suck my rod. I don't give a fuck about Bender. I'll watch him in the Breakfast Club. Judd Nelson. If I want to watch Judd Nelson, I'll watch the Breakfast Club. Not Transformers. Hot Rod is the reason Optimus Prime died. Because he's a fucking idiot. That's the point. The arc. Well, arc ain't worth it if it means sacrificing Optimus Prime and all these other characters. Fuck that shit. So, you kill off the characters people like. To me, characters I don't give a fuck about. On a journey that they might as well die because you leave us with the scraps. You go with these stupid, annoying robots that have Dare to Be Stupid in their background for music. And other than the soundtrack and the animation, I don't give a fuck about the rest of the movie. So, I like G.I. Joe the movie. Because I like Don Johnson. I especially like Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter's the man in that. This is for Duke. This is for me. Sergeant Slaughter's the man in that movie. So I like the story. I like the characters. I like the new team. I like the basketball guy. He shoots. He's good. I forget his name, but I love when they're doing the training run in G.I. Joe the movie, and he's the thing with the basketball and how excited he gets. I love that. I think like he does with the grenade and it goes to a tank. I love that, man. I love that guy. I forget his name. But see, I don't remember any fucking characters in Transformers the movie. I don't. I think RC. There was a human boy I don't give a fuck about. This Hot Rod, fuck him. You got Optimus Prime killed. He's a dumbass. I don't care. It's my list. I'm putting it there for that shit. It's better. Well, yeah, I would say, like, if this is the worst, this is the least worst of these. But yeah, these are the only Transformers films I like. Transformers 1, Bumblebee, Transformers 2007, and the Predacons Rising. The others can suck my dick. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.